I've been talking clearly about all these 8 factors, triggers the mind. You feel the impact, and due to that impact, our mind goes to autopilot.
Yes.
Do you realize that? And you should also realize that it's a matter of fraction of a second that you can change. You are aware, you look inside, let me be in peace, the complaint, blame stops.
Yeah, and I feel like I couldn't get a handle on it because I had a few drinks. And at that moment, I just let go.
I could see your face and your eyes.
Yeah, I feel really bad about what happened. I shouldn't be complaining about my husband. It makes me feel really guilty.
Yes. Now, not to feel guilty, realize, learning from your experiences. Claudia, keep smiling. You are intelligent.
I know.
So you see that this crying is also good. Conscious realization that I should not have done it. Why it came? Because of the past, and the past impressions are buried deep down into our unconsciousness, and we need to release it. So once you release it, at the same time you are contemplating and thinking, the life changes. The life changes. I think, the first 5 questions. We will answer that, and then we will start the practice. What do you expect from life? Do you expect from life to blame and complain all the time?
No.
So you're asking this question in your mind. No blame, no complaint, no reaction. From where it is coming? It is coming as an impact of the past impression in the mind. So your mind is brooding, contemplating and reflecting. Have a bigger smile, Claudia, I know. It is not the blame and complaint against a person or a husband. It is the very nature of the mind that should change. You understand? Sometimes you blame your husband and he is laughing. He is not upset. At other time you are again blaming and then he is upset. So it depends on the other person how they take it. But it is much more important that I should find out what is the root cause of the blame and the complaint. I always also do the critical right critic. I'm a very good and right critic. I go deeper into it and I ask them that from where this blame and the complaint reaction has come, and then I express myself in peace and happiness. So now another part that you missed, when you say you should not have blamed and complained, no, you should have gone deeper in the mind. Inside must change. Outside will change naturally. You see that? Outside will change naturally. So what do you expect from life? Do you understand goal in life and goal of life? Once you keep this question in your head and the mind and you are constantly answering, goal in life, it's personal goal, professional goal, social goal, family goal. But goal of life is common to every human being. The person who is living a total unconscious life with the autopilot, those people always enjoy blaming, complaining, reacting. Even if you don't want, they will push you. They will make you emotional. They will create that environment. And once you are carried away, you are already gone. You are gone. You are gone. So goal of life is the same. in early days when I started learning, my master said, anytime you go to any party, dinner, lunch, mass, a day before you rehearse how you are going to communicate to the people, how you will not carried away by the people's comments and the habits and the thoughts. Why? You go to the party. Oh, Claudia, you look beautiful. So mind returns outside. You're gone. And if the mind doesn't return outside, you have the same expression. Thank you very much. But you are also looking good. So what you do, you rehearse that I have to express peace and happiness with everyone. First, I will appreciate as many people as possible. Whether my mind likes it or my mind does not like it. Now see what is going to happen. You don't like a person. It is the mind, it is the autopilot. But now you push your mind. Oh, Claudia, you are very good. I like your dress. So you are working on the mind, even in the party, even in the dinner, even in relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. But how do you like a person who you know has done something wrong to someone that you care about?
Did you understand the principle? This outer world is made up of pairs of opposites. I'm recalling you. You understand it clearly. This outer world is made up of pairs of opposites. And your mind has a liking and a disliking. Your mind gets the profit and the loss, victory and the defeat, pain and the pleasure. It is a part of the world. It is not the part of your mind. So once you understand that, then there is no question. Just out of the blue, oh, you look very good. Even you tell the stranger. So you are working on the mind. You are bypassing that likes and dislikes. Why dislikes and likes and dislikes? Why those duality? They are the impact on the mind coming from the past impression and coming from the world. Now question comes, whether you like this studio or you don't like, what it matters? Loosen the mind. What it matters? But in a society it is better to appreciate, okay, the space is good, finished. You take it. Second principle I talked about, take the world lightly. Don't take this world seriously. If you take it seriously, then there are strong likes, strong dislikes. Are you understanding?
Yes.
I know you are wise enough so that I express the same thing indifferently to others. You see that casual mind says, I hate this car. Tell your mind, hold on. What you have to do with hating or liking the car? So you are reflecting on it. Any likes and dislikes, any pain and pleasure, any duality, any conflict. Do you remember the 8 factors? Comes from object, attachment, desire, and then confusion. So there is something hidden deep inside, coming from the past impression, that causes what changes you have been experiencing in life after many practices. Contemplate on that. I feel relaxed. Many a times I experience that I am free from anxiety and duality and a conflict. Many times I experience a tremendous energy. I've been working day long and still I feel a lot of energy. Until you acknowledge and accept those changes, the mind will return again. So I have to acknowledge and accept those changes. Consciously, you are thinking, I woke up in the morning, so how I experience the body? Fairly relaxed. How I experience the mind? What are the thoughts that are coming up? Are they coming? These thought belongs to yesterday? Leave it. Or pick up the right thing. I have to go somewhere. Here is my agenda. That is okay. But others, that that comes from the world outside. Oh, that dress is wonderful. I will go and buy. Hold on, stop it. I already have many. You see that? So I have to learn from my own experiences. You don't need me if you start learning from your experiences day after day and wisely separate what is not desired and what is desired. Is it desired to enter into a acai bowl shop? Not desired. But it happens by default. Now check the mind. Let it happen consciously. Is it desired to blame and complain about the husband when the husband is not there? It is a party. It is a matter of fun and the joy, so let me enjoy that. Hold on my mind. No way. See that. This will work. This will work. Not that I should not have done it. You have tried this days after days, weeks after weeks, years after year. You have done it, you had a repentance, and you did it again, you repented, you did it again, you repented. You see that? We have to change that course of life.
Yes.
Now, do you understand that? That is required. Even your mind is overwhelmed. I'm hating this person. You feel thrilled. It is a matter of excitement, insight. What did I say? You have to change the insight. Hold on, no excitement. No excitement. So people talk to me in India, that, do you go to party? I said, yes. So what do you do? I said, I enjoy myself. Even in that crowd, I see that I'm living alone and expressing peace and happiness. This food is good. Really it is good. I'm not a judge. Come on. Take the word lightly. I don't like it. It worked. Keep it aside. Learning from my experiences to change the tone, the nature, the state of the mind is required. You see, another principle, you cannot change the world outside. I have to change myself. People will push you. Tell me something about you have a good relationship. Mine is impacted by the past impression, and then you give a big lecture. Not required. Not required. As a mentor and a guide, I can help you. They are not going to help you, even if they are closest friends.
Yeah.
So don't talk anything about blame, complaint, reaction to any of your closest friends. Why? They create an image about you. And they will always talk. Once you have talked to them, they will always talk in terms of that image, my friend. And just see that.
No, I realize that a lot of the times when I do it is for self-validation. And I need to make it a rule to not talk about
Contemplate, think,
past.
inner change. The mind inside is not dictated by the past impression of likes, dislikes. From there the expression of blame and complaint comes. So I chose which practice you like the most. Find out which practice you like, whether it's a 4-step relaxation, Shanti meditation, and release the stress. What are the active practice? So you have to get out of that liking and disliking. You have to see what practice is required. So when you are in that mood of crying spells, the active practice will work. Otherwise, passive practice, 4-step relaxation. You have lot of impressions, it is coming out, it is manifesting, synergy practice will work. All practices will work, but these practices can be used. You should have done the synergy practice, you should have done the self-awareness, and after that you should have done the 4-step relaxation, it is gone. So, I have already explained you, retrain the brain, what, why and how. And we will take a how to regain 4. I have already explained you that this brain creates a brain pathways, and those brain pathways is known as autopilot. That autopilot is below the conscious level, so that it does not turn into a thinking unless it is triggered by the outer environment. So you have a blame, complaint here below level. Now it is triggered, and so you express. That is what the brain pathways. And we have to change these brain pathways. A lot of research, especially in California, those doctors have done, the neuroscientists. They said that when you subject your mind and the brain to a regular practice of mindfulness, they have a lopsided approach. 4-step relaxation, shanti meditation, which they talk about it. They don't talk about synergy and active meditation practices. That when the mind and the brain is constantly subjected by the regular practice, what regular practice means? First, recalling the principle, contemplating, brooding over it, reflecting, removing the doubt, and followed by the practice will change the brain pathways. But they are not fully aware what we know, that the active practice, if it is done intensively, it will release the past impression very fast. So it will retrain the brain very fast. So these 3 weeks we are going to do this retrain the brain practice 1, 2, and 3. First step, we have to check in the practice where I stand for, being comfortable, being carefree, being casual. So we'll spend about 5 minutes into the first step, understanding, okay, I feel a lot of challenges. Mind will go up and down. So 5 minutes we will understand. The second step, we will release the energy from the lower mind. If energy is not there with the past impression, it will never convert into blame, complaint. It is the energy. And that energy is known as prana. Now coming totally understanding our basic principle, this is the top of the head and that is the base of the spine. So this life force, prana, moves up and down into that spine, into that nervous system. That expresses in a different state of consciousness. Now, that life force is located, stationed by the past impression at the lowest center, just understand, which is known as survival center, survival consciousness. I'm always anxious to survive. Oh, what happened? Boss told me. No, I'm scared, if boss lay me off. So you're constantly on your toes. Survival center. Like animals. So in that, when the mind is constantly subjected by the survival consciousness or animal instincts, those people blame, complain, hate, love, like any animal. They are 2-legged creatures with all the animal behavior. No, I'm sorry. They abuse you, and the next time, I'm extremely sorry, and they hug you, and the next time, they start, doing the same thing again and again. That survival center consumes our 90% of energy. It has to be released from there. The second center is desire. I told you of the 8 factors: object, attachment, and the desire. So this also leads to the confusion if the mind is there. So here comes in a very polished way. What is that polished way? Blame, complain, reaction. Because we try to prove. Blame means I try to prove how the other person is wrong. Is this goal of my life?
No.
Done. The moment you ask this, is this goal of my life? No. I'm not to worry about. So that center. And the third center is related to a craving, because the mind is waiting for someone to talk and to blame and to complain and to react. You have seen a lot of people, they throw their feet on the ground without doing anything, fidgeting. You might find those people fidgeting, they are releasing that energy because they don't have any triggers. You can find out those people. I notice and observe those people. And I know what I have to do and what I have to talk. So the second step is releasing the energy. The third step is going to balance this energy. And the fourth is taking the mind inside. So that is what is going to be our first practice.